Alright, hello, hello. We have a new chapter of One Piece. This is 1107. I've been looking for you. Perhaps said by our beloved giants Boggy and Draghi, who have, after what, like a 1,000 chapter absence, something around there, at least like a 900, 800 chapter absence, have popped back into the main plot, arriving at Egghead Island, completely fucking up some battleships. It's really, really awesome. I knew eventually these guys would come back. I've often talked about Oda when he's writing One Piece. It's like he's got a bunch of cards in his hand. You know, he's left these opportunities, these possibilities open, and when it's the right moment, when the arc just needs to be amped up in that way, boom, bring it back in, play that card, get that resolution. And this is one that has been sitting in the hand for a long time, accumulating power. The title, I've Been Looking for You, also kind of makes me think this is like almost like an inverse, or rather kind of like a parallel, a mirror to Bonnie's situation. That Bonnie set out for sea looking for Kuma. She wanted to get some resolution on what happened there. And the giants, from their perspective, have been sailing the seas trying to catch up with Luffy. Kind of in the same way, that they feel like they owe him so much. That they've been like liberated from their endless battle on Little Garden. That the giant pirates are, coming back in a big way. All these kind of wonderful things that have happened for the entire island of Elbaf as rippled after effects of Luffy's adventures. And just like Bonnie, they've been searching for him, for this catharsis, for this reunion. The emotional stakes are a little different, but basically. This is a very cute cover page. Beppo is jealous, I guess. Gonna ruin this snow leopard's whole night by pouring boiling hot water into his mouth. Pretty cruel, but it is what it is. Alright. Yeah, here they are. Dory and Brogy. The blue ogre and the red ogre. Which is pretty... I'm gonna ramble on about so much stuff in this chapter. Okay, so the blue ogre and the red Oni, blue Oni, are like real hallmarks of kind of like Japanese mythology. They show up in all sorts of stories, all sorts of analog stuff, like Toriko has it as a central theme, So it's like Oda introduced them so early with such like impressive titles that, come from like the foundational myths of Japanese mythology. So it's like, was that a waste? To just have it on these kind of side characters in a very early arc? No, because these guys kick ass. And they're gonna come back eventually and just be gods. These guys are strong too. Like, that's the other thing I think we fail to understand is how insanely strong these guys are. We've only seen them do a few things. They fucked up the giant island eater goldfish, and they kind of got tricked and lost to Mr. 3, but... Oh, man. Oh, let's go. Oh, and then here are the guys from Ina's lobby, the guard gates. The gate guards. Yeah, Omio and Kashi. Oh, they're back too. Of course they're back too. Oh, this is so awesome. This is the first time we've seen the giant pirates, like, truly in effect. And realizing, like, yeah, this is one of the craziest, dangerousest, most rampaging, powerful pirate crews of all time. The giant pirate crew. This is so freaking sweet. And it's just like, this whole arc, so much like subterfuge, so much tension, robots and transplanting your brain and giving secret commands to the brain, and part of the brain is betraying the other part of the brain, and then this old Foji scientist shows up, and a man who turns into light. It had all these kind of like sci-fi, subterfuge, crazy kind of themes. And now all of that in this major climax is getting wrecked by giants. Just big Viking-ass dudes with axes and swords that are just kicking the shit out of everybody. I love it. I love it. The giant pirates have made landfall. Drive off the giants. Yeah, good fucking luck. Oh, Usopp sees them move to tears instantly. Must have gone to get the captains at Little Garden. Yes, yes. Go all the way to Elbaf and not see them. Yeah, we're so going to Elbaf after this. I don't know. I thought maybe there's a chance that it would be like a fake out or something. But no, that's not how One Piece works. You want to see the Land of the Giants? Oh, have you been wanting to see the Land of the Giants since like chapter 80 or whatever? When Usopp first shows up and talks about the Land of the Giants, and astute readers were probably like, I bet that place actually exists. We're going to the fucking Land of the Giants. The world trembled in fear of the giant pirate crew until a 100-year-long fight between their two captains, Dory and Brogy, broke them apart. What great world building that was, right? Like, establishing these other eras of piracy. Establishing that there's insanely powerful people that are just kind of lurking out into the world and don't kind of fall into your traditional shonen power-up. Each arc has a more powerful villain structure. Happened across their duel, and on a different island, they met and befriended their subordinates, Omio and Kashi, who were trying to check on their captains. Oh, let's go. Be in the news for the next day. Hee hee hee. I like this. I like that it came down to the reporting, too. Because that's been kind of another theme of One Piece in general lately, is that we're really understanding how information flows in this world. And being introduced to characters like, that friggin' bird. What's that guy's name? I don't know. He has like a British sounding name. Morgans. You know, these are becoming like not just entities in the world. Oh, the news coup is here. Let's read the news. But we're like understanding where that news comes from and where the biases are and how it's being used as an instrument of power. Not here to wage war. They're here to break us out of this mess. Get ready to leave. Smart. Yes. This bonehead didn't have a plan to stop. Okay. They're all convening. They're all getting together. So it looks like... I thought, you know, I've been saying this for a few chapters now. It would be nice if they just beat the Buster Call, right? Like, they actually were just able to stop it by blowing up every government ship. That would be sick nasty, and such a cool way to show just how powerful the protagonists have gotten. But it looks like even now, even with the Giants on their side, they're just going to make a tactical retreat, which makes a lot of sense, because even though I think they could do it, the Giants aren't super well equipped to just be like tanking battleship shots. Like, that's still gonna hurt. That's still gonna injure some people. They're even at risk of losing some comrades. So this makes a lot more sense. And then, of course, we're going to reconvene at Elbaf and get another addition to the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, the grandest of all grands within the Grand Fleet. I'm just so excited about One Piece. It's just so good, dude. Okay. Zolo, of course, still dueling endlessly with Lucci. I mean, the eventual victor, says Verona. Only the deadbeat holding your friends back. This is an interesting kind of thing. Like, Lucci essentially here is coping, because he got wrecked by Luffy, right? Dude has powered up a lot since his time on Ina's Lobby, which makes sense, because he's like a battle freak and he'd be training every day since then. But he still got wrecked by Luffy. And now his cope is, well, Luffy's still an idiot because I could beat anybody else in his crew, so why is he even keeping those losers around? Right? Because he doesn't get it. And this speaks to, you know, your fundamental themes of One Piece of camaraderie and everyone being able to contribute and not just being about raw strength or whatever. So those, you're in the one... yes. But of course Zoro has just been doing this to distract Lucci, right? Like, I think that was explicitly said, but it makes perfect sense. This is another common thing in One Piece, is that you don't want your strong enemies just moving around freely, because then they will pick off the crew members and, you know, members of Vegapunk Stella and stuff that are not battle ready. So Zoro has just been distracting him. And now that it's time to go, I think he's about to finish him. I don't know. We'll see. Meanwhile, the Pacifista that have swapped sides are just annihilating ships. We've lost about 30 small and mid-sized ships, and the numbers are only rising. This weird Vice Admiral who's like a worm, who I guess we're not going to get to see very much because everybody's getting owned. Retreat everything, only the battleships. Vice Admiral Red King. What an interesting name. How has this gone so terribly wrong? Yeah, because get fucking owned. Attack our own military weapons. Yeah, get freaking owned. There goes Luffy. Jumping by Gear 5. Just casually shouting out to Bonnie. Why are you crying? Oh yeah, and Vegapunk. I was like so pumped about the giant pirates and stuff, I forgot. Vegapunk probably just got killed. I don't know, but we've seen other Stella systems up and active. We saw Edison back there a few pages making a comment. Here we can see Atlas is just like chilling. So I guess they don't all die just when Vegapunk goes down. Because they're that independent, right? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Been looking for you, but we've been together this whole time. Didn't know you were in Nico. Nico, what's Nico? Why did hit him with a rubber punch like yours? Show me how to do it. Pound him for Vegapunk right now. Help us get off this island. Oh no! Stupid insects. There's a reason you. Oh my god, he's about to punch the shit. Yes! Okay, so Saint Saturn attempts to shut down Luffy with some sort of horrific hockey blast. Ka! He does. Doesn't matter. Luffy's hit by it. He's hurt by it. But it doesn't even slow down his attack. Dawn Gatling. Beating the crap out of one of the 4 Elder Stars. This is like one of the best chapters in all of One Piece. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? This kicks so much ass. Oh, look at him. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. If I move now, I will die. What a roller coaster. Now Vegapunk's dying. I love that old man. That doddering old coot. That bizarre Einstein caricature with the Newton's apple. Such a silly but loving tribute to the greatest scientists of the real world. What an arc for this character. Think about the first time Vegapunk was mentioned. It was like Water 7, I think, right? It was in Ain's lobby. The great man Vegapunk has figured out how to put devil fruit into objects. Which, by the way, there still hasn't been any explanation for how he does that, but whatever. It's not important. And then, oh, he's government affiliated. Oh, he's designed all these horrible weapons and stuff. We thought, maybe he's a bad guy. And then all these mixed things. And, this is really it for him? Oh! Raleigh did this too! Raleigh was able to deflect Kizaru's kick in another one of my favorite scenes in the whole series. Especially because there's that super hidden pun of Raleigh scattering, which is the phenomenon by which light passing through the atmosphere scatters into a multitude of colors. Which is the explanation for things like the color of the sky being blue and the color of the sky changing under certain circumstances and such. And Sanji blocks it too. I love, dude, his surprised expression. That was a laser beam. Love is stronger than light. If that's true, then physics as we know it is dead. Of course, it's hockey. It's the armament hockey. But doing so in a way with such speed, outspeeding the laser beam and scattering it with your kick. This is major level up for Sanji. When he says love, does that mean he still has creepy feelings of attraction for Jewelry Bonnie because he doesn't know the full story and doesn't know that she's actually like a 10-year-old that's just making her body look older. That's just unfortunate for him. He doesn't know. He has no idea what's going on. I love this line too. If that's true, then physics as we know it is dead. But that's this whole arc in a nutshell, right? Using science to transcend the natural laws of the world, and then transcending even science, transforming all this sci-fi bullshit with just grit and love and friendship and fate. Okay, they fly off. Puts me in a bind now. Gotta at least take your heads back when you save any fate. Bro, look! How... We got freaking Sanji taking on an admiral. We got Lucci getting owned by Zoro. Lucci, one of the strongest soldiers the Marines have ever produced. This is just like the one piece, the Straw Hat crew. Oh, and then who shows up here? Is this Stussy? We haven't seen her in a long time. That was another like crazy little sci-fi plot that they just threw out there. That there was a triple agent in CP0 who's a clone of a legendary pirate. And she's like a vampire. Oh, shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, just kidding. Holy crap. What? Okay, because this had to get paid off eventually. They said like way back near the start of the arc that there was some Blackbeard pirates lurking around. And I think it was like a very deliberate fake out that astute readers who remembered that thought that's who was showing up at Egghead when it was the Giants. But then I was so excited about the Giants, I completely forgot about these guys. But yeah, no, they were there too. They were going to show up too. It's helped us quite a bit there. Mission complete. Savages from level 6 submitting to another speech. Teach us special. So, just by patting Saint Saturn, did she actually just absorb his powers? Because these people have been getting insane devil fruits and stuff. Obviously, Blackbeard has some ability to remove people's devil fruits and stack them up into himself, because he has the dark fruit and the quake fruit. We saw that. But they've been hunting people with devil fruits and somehow taking the abilities, and that we don't really understand at all. It doesn't seem like it's something specific to Blackbeard, but just something that he's taught his crew to be able to do. So Saint Saturn, I think, is just done. I think that dude is cooked, which is crazy because, you know, as I said many times, these are like the most protected people in all of One Piece in terms of their true strength and their abilities and what they're capable of. And I think that's just it for him. Teach is special, as is his bloodline. People are always up to strange business. What are you really after? The world. I love Von Augur warping around as he's casually chatting. They... Oh man, this is so hype. I think they've done a great job with the Blackbeard pirates. Like, at first you see Blackbeard as this, like, boorish anti-Luffy, and then he does some really despicable things, you know, murdering a crewmate, capturing Ace. But then more and more it's like, these guys are just orthogonal to, like, everything else that's going on. They're capable of really heinous stuff, but it's like there's something else to it. There's this kind of glee and hope and vision and dream behind what they're doing. They're not like reductive. They're not chasing some simple material tangible end. But the scope of their dreams is on par with Luffy's, right? Like, I think that's the key difference between them and other villains, is that they have aspirations as grand as Luffy's, as grand as the Revolutionaries, and it manifests in this, like, really uncanny, like, I don't know, just how, like, simple these pages are depicting them, you know? Like, the simple, like, pat and the way they're kind of understated in contrast to One Piece, which is usually so visually dense and full of information. Like, there's a gravity here that I think is being very well expressed. I'm still training. Oh, snap! It's Caribou! Okay, alright, okay. He's getting back in the mix. So I've been saying for quite a while, we're clearly building up to the final battle of all battles, the ultimate war for the entire fate of the world of One Piece. Right? And frankly, I feel like the good guys are a little too stacked right now. And maybe this is going to be a three-way battle between the good pirates, probably allied with the good marines, the world government, and all those entrenched tyrannical systems of power, and then the Blackbeard vision, which we don't even really understand yet, but is going to be opposed in some other way. It could be some big three-way battle or two battles where one foe is taken out and then the other. Who knows? But all I'm saying is that the good pirates plus good marines force is like unbelievably stacked right now, right? There's so many characters that could come into play there. There's so many established, just super, super strong entities that are on that side. And I'm not like, oh, Caribou is going to make all the difference. But this shows a willingness to bring back, like, old villains. Caribou maybe can't even be called a villain. Old, annoying people. Antagonists of some classification. To that side, to find ways to connect them and build up this other auxiliary force, this Blackbeard force. And of course, I'm sure the world government has all sorts of strong things in reserve that we don't even know about, such as like the Holy Knights of Marijois that we only found out about recently. I'm sure there's a lot of other entrenched powers like that. It's all building up. Every side is building up in parallel. I can't. It's chapters like this that really make me think like, wow, we are really entering the end of One Piece. It's actually happening. This series that I've read since I was a little kid is ending. But then also, that ending is going to take years and it's going to be mind-blowing. And I honestly cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am for that. This, I think, was one of the best One Piece chapters, like, ever. I mean, it seems crazy, like, it seems like kind of like level 0 manga reading to just be like, it had this, and it had this, and it had this, and it had this, and that makes it awesome, you know, compared to chapters that are more emotionally impactful, or chapters that are more thematically interesting. But, damn, this chapter has so much, and there's so much weight behind so many things, so many huge cathartic moments. I don't know. I think this is the pinnacle of long-running shonen manga. And this is about as long-running as it gets. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all for, is these chapters, these payoffs. Let's fucking go. Alright, I'll see you in a week.